I'm editorial director Aimee Friedman, and I'm so delighted to be here today with New York Times bestselling author Tiffany D. Jackson, whose latest book, Blood in the Water, is her middle grade debut at Scholastic. Welcome, Tiffany.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about Blood in the Water?
Blood in the Water is about a Brooklyn girl named Kalani who, against her wishes, has to spend a couple of weeks in the summer in the beautiful island of Martha's Vineyard. But when a local boy turns up murdered, she then works with her new kind of friends to figure out what happened.
And you're, of course, known for your mysteries and thrillers in YA, but this is your middle grade debut, your first time writing for middle grade readers, which is
Yes.
really exciting. Can you talk a little bit about what that experience was like making the shift from YA to middle grade?
Obviously I had never really wrote middle grade before. I didn't feel like I had the voice for it. So it was a creative change for me, honestly. I got a chance to, with your help, read a lot of books, some elemental texts and craft novels, and sort of like get myself in the game and kind of figure out like, okay, what is a middle grade book?
I remember when we started the process, you were nervous about it, and you knocked it out of the park. Like I read your first draft, and I was like, she nailed it.
I'm so used to kind of like knowing my craft that it felt uncomfortable at times. It's funny that seems to be like, the resounding theme of my career here in publishing, because I feel like I spent, 15 years in television and then started working in books. And, every year I feel like I learned something new. And of course, this year is no different. I am now learning a whole different space in the publishing genre. And it's refreshing, but yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking and scary and uncomfortable at times.
I remember the only thing we like went back and forth on a little bit was like some of the content I was worried about maybe being a little too like violent or gruesome, like for the, so that's always that line you have to walk with middle grade, which is a little hard. And I love that the book is scary. It doesn't like sugarcoat it, but it's totally appropriate for like a, 10
Right.
to 13-year-old reader.
I had to like dig back into like my well of knowledge and like books that I used to read when I was younger. And I always say this is that one of the reasons why I do write in this space is because these are the type of books that I really wanted to read when I was younger. And so because I literally grew up reading basically nothing but like horror novels, I've read everything like Goosebumps and R.L. Stein. I'm very much like, a prodigy of his teachings, basically. Um, I didn't have anything else after that. I couldn't find anything else that really like spoke to me. So I went straight to like Stephen King. And so like at 12 years old, I don't think I should have been reading Stephen King. Like, there's a lot of things that I probably should not have been reading back then. So I feel like a big part of one of the reasons why I write in this genre is because I know there are hundreds and hundreds of little Tiffany's out there who are looking for this type of content.
The book is so full of amazing details about Martha's Vineyard. It feels like another character in the story. Did you spend time there? What kind of research did you do for that?
Yeah, so Martha's Vineyard was actually a place that my family used to go on vacation during the summer. And I hadn't been in a couple of years, so I decided to return to do, look at the island from an author's perspective rather than just a vacationer. And so during my research trip, it was really fun to actually go around and kind of look at the island very differently and looking for those details. Actually gave me such like a different appreciation for the island as well too. I used to love going there, and it's such a peaceful, calm place, and that it was fun kind of like bringing this to life in a thriller aspect as well too. I remember a local boy had told me because there's so much wildlife, sea wildlife around Martha's Vineyard. And I remember, and this is kind of like everyone sort of like knows this, is that if you see seals in the water, usually that means a shark is nearby because seals are basically a shark's first like, thing to eat. And during my research trip, I did see a seal kind of like racing by at the beach when I was at South Beach. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, and everyone's like filming it because, of course, it's like this cool seal, like, popping out of the water. But I kept thinking about how, like, everyone's like amazed by the seal, but no one's looking for the shark. And I'm out here looking for the shark.
Oh, wait, that's perfect. That's so you as like a mystery writer. That's like,
Yeah.
that's a perfect metaphor. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. And I can't wait for the world to discover Blood in the Water.
Yay, thank you.